Welcome to Zoo Babies, where we take a look at the new arrivals at zoos and wildlife parks around the world. As we've seen before on Zoo Babies, it's important to keep account of all the animals, and this time it's the turn of Germany's oldest zoo. Even animals as big as these camels have to be weighed and measured. Next on the list was this slippery seal, which is better known as the brown fur seal. The fur seal has a large broad head and a pointed snout. Males are brown or dark grey in colour, while the females are grey to light brown. Pups are black at birth, but turn grey with a pale throat after molting. Brown fur seals feed mostly on bony fish and birds. Listen to the funny noises seals make when they call to each other. What about this little penguin, who's off to join his friends in the water? Penguins are water birds. Instead of flying, they shuffle along with their webbed feet. Most penguins feed on fish, squid and other forms of sea life they catch while swimming underwater. They spend half of their life on land and half in the oceans. Penguins either waddle on their feet or slide on their bellies across the snow, which helps them save energy and is much more fun. When they're in the water, their wings become flippers. Next in line are these wild African dogs. The female has recently had a litter of gorgeous pups. The African dog is Africa's most endangered meat-eating animal. They're slim and long-legged. Their coats are tan with black and white. And unlike other dogs that have 5 toes on each foot, these dogs have only 4 toes on each foot. During the stocktake, the zookeepers even count the fish, so that they can work out how many fish have died and how many have been born over the course of the past year. Fish breathe in the water with their gills at the side of their mouths. But many fish can actually breathe air. They must rise to the surface of the water to gulp fresh air in through their mouths and pass the breath out through their gills. Nearly all daylight fish have well-developed eyes that can see colours almost as well as people. Many fish don't hear sounds very well. But did you know that some fish, like the electric eel, can produce their own electricity? Most fish move by squeezing in both sets of muscles on either side of the backbone. This forms an S-shaped curve that moves all the way down the body. As each curve reaches the back fin, backward force is created, and this helps move the fish forward. The tail also helps give an extra boost of speed. With the help of a ruler and a small crab, one zookeeper reached into his octopus tank and tried measuring this octopus. Octopuses are known for their 8 tentacles, which have suction caps on the end. They're the most intelligent of all sea creatures and have both short and long-term memory. However, they have a very short lifespan, so this limits the amount they can learn from their parents, who die when they're still very young. Over in another building, a semi-ape known as a potto took its turn to be weighed. The name potto possibly comes from the African word pata, which means tailless ape. This little potto wasn't enjoying all the attention from the cameras, because pottos are usually active at night time and aren't used to the bright neon lights of the zoo centre. Pottos are very quiet creatures. They have large bulging eyes and move around slowly and carefully. To end the day, these pelicans stood proud whilst they waited to be counted. Pelicans have long beaks, which they use to catch fish. This Berlin Zoo claims that no other city offers such a large variety of animals, and there are certainly a lot of them to count. Nikita, Katya and Marinka are the first Siberian tigers to be born in Africa. They are part of only a handful of these fabulous creatures left in the world. They were born at Johannesburg Zoo from 2 different mothers. Both mothers arrived 3 years ago from Siberia, while their father, Twist, has been around for 7 years. Only a few years ago, there were about 50 of the tigers in the wild and a few hundred in captivity. Now no one knows just how many are left in the wild, but they're considered one of the most endangered species on the planet. Many of the remaining Siberian tigers now live in Russia's southern Far East. Siberian tigers are the biggest cats in the world. They grow to an average weight of 350 kilograms. The cubs live apart from their mothers at the zoo and are being hand-reared by the zoo staff for about 4 days a week. Apart from its size, a Siberian tiger is distinctive because of the mane of fur around the neck, which is used to protect it against the cold. Its fur grows thicker and longer than that of other tigers, and its paws have extra fur to provide protection against the snow. The zoo keeps a watchful eye out for the rare cats during the day to make sure they're happy and enjoying themselves.
We've now obviously started with a breeding program as well, which we're very happy about because that tells us that the animals are happy as well. Animals that breed in captivity are happy animals.
Siberian tigers have more white in their coats than other tigers, and their colour is more gold than orange. In contrast, they have fewer stripes, which are usually more brown than black. Siberian tigers love meat, and lots of it. They prey on wild boar and red deer, moose and rabbits, although they have been known to eat salmon and fish. These cubs cool off at the zoo in this little pool, as the public watch on with delight. While the tigers enjoy their time relaxing and playing at the zoo, it's hoped that these precious cubs will make their own contribution to the breeding program by the time that they're 3 years old. But for now, they're busy just having fun and getting to know the zookeepers. This baby black rhino is called Binti. She recently made her debut at Berlin Zoo alongside her proud mother. The zoologist Angar Kuna was on hand to explain to the media and public that the black rhino is sometimes referred to as the hook-lipped rhino because it can grab food with its pointed lips. The black rhino is native to the eastern and central areas of Africa, including Kenya, South Africa and Zimbabwe. Although the rhino is referred to as black, it's actually more of a grey or brown. The black rhino was given its name so it could be told apart from the white rhino, which, you've guessed it, is not actually white. The word white in its name derives from the Afrikaans word for wide, rather than the colour white. The black rhino is smaller than the white rhino, and in contrast to the black rhino's long pointed upper lip, the white rhino has square lips used for eating grass. There are only about 4,000 black rhinos left in the world. They are so-called hook-lipped rhinos or black rhinos because they can pick up food with their pointy lips. Binti so far has only a little stump, but is already able to pick up a little food here and there. They make every effort to be independent from an early age. The horns on their heads are used to defend themselves and intimidate enemies, as well as for digging up roots. These rhinos are some of the world's most endangered species. Only about 3,700 animals are left in Africa, and zoos across the world are home to about 260 animals. Their thick layer of skin protects the rhinos from thorns and sharp grass when they're in the wild. Black rhinos make up for their really bad eyesight with a great sense of smell and excellent hearing. They're solitary animals and come together only to mate. The mothers and calves will spend time together initially, but then move away from each other as the calf grows older. They like to be near water and lots of food. And rhinos follow the same trail as elephants to get from their food area to watering holes. It's quite likely that one day Binti will go to another zoo, where she will be able to produce young with another hook-lipped male rhino. Black rhinos are known for being very aggressive, but they often attack out of fear and confusion. Because they don't have great eyesight, they'll often charge at something that they think is a threat just to be on the safe side. Rhinos browse for food in the morning and evening. Then in the hottest part of the day, they spend their time resting, sleeping and wallowing in the mud. Wallowing is an essential ingredient in all rhinos' lives. It helps cool down their bodies during the day. It also protects against parasites. If mud isn't available, they'll resort to wallowing in dust. For rhinos in the wild, drinking water is most commonly done late in the day, when the sun goes down. But nobody has told this baby rhino she's supposed to be taking it easy. Rhinos run very fast and get up to great speeds by running on their toes. Look at how Binti is running on her toes. She's having lots of fun trying to get her mother to play with her. But Mum's far too busy eating the grass. The banded or zebra mongoose is commonly found in the central and eastern parts of Africa. Their striped bodies blend in with their environment, which protects them from their biggest enemies, birds of prey. They're very social animals and often go hunting for mice, insects and other small animals in groups of 30 or more. To stay in contact with each other, they use a wide variety of sounds. When babies are born, they hardly weigh anything, but grow very quickly to adult size within 6 months. Their favourite food is worms, along with insects, centipedes, lizards, frogs and sometimes mice. They dig up their food with their strong claws. And sometimes they also eat roots and fruit. But one of their favourite snacks is a bird's egg. Christian Matschei, who helps take care of the mongooses at Friedrichsfelde Zoo, now takes care of 6 adult animals, 3 females and 3 males. Christian says that because of the social structure in mongoose groups, it's nearly impossible to tell if the babies come from 1, 2 or 3 adults and who the fathers are. All of the adults take care of all of the babies. However, members of each group can recognize their companions by the distinctive group smell. On hot days, the mongoose is only active during the morning and evening. In the wild, they have a close relationship with baboons and are often found in their company. The chain of command within the members of the group is based on age, size and confidence. We are very proud of the fact that we have had zebra mongooses since last December. We built the pen extra for them, and then we were very surprised to see 5 new babies soon after. No one knew it was coming. The females are a bit fatter, and we never thought they were pregnant. After a pregnancy period of only 2 months, 5 young were born. They were breastfed by all milk-producing females of the group, and all the adults like to play with the young. The banded mongoose lives in open savannas, open forests and grassland, especially near water. But they can also live in dry, thorny bushland. It's hard to imagine, but these small creatures have been known to attack cobra snakes in the wild, biting their heads off to kill them. Just like the character Rikki Tikki Tavi in Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Books. They are great in the group, but in the long term they will go to other zoos. We participate in breeding programs, meaning that the animals will go to other unrelated groups, so that there are a lot of new colonies. Luckily, this little mongoose doesn't have any deadly snakes to contend with. It's just practicing with its mum. Watch out, this little one is a fighter. It needs to be because the zebra mongoose is a threatened species, and living in zoos helps prevent them from becoming extinct. Welcome to Plankendale Zoo, just a few kilometres from Antwerp in Belgium. Caretakers here have reason to feel proud. And even though they have a great reproduction cycle, they are threatened by extinction. In fact, they're the rarest of all great ape species, and no one knows just how many there are. The first bonobos arrived in Plankendale in 1990, and since then there have already been 7 births. The zoo keeps track of all bonobos born in captivity throughout the world. Four cubs from one of the world's most ancient and endangered species have been taken from China to South Africa in an amazing effort to save them from extinction. It's believed that less than 100 South China tigers are left in the world today, 60 in captivity and approximately 10 to 30 in the wild. The zoo-born tiger cubs are going through rewilding training, which has been devised to add to the tiger's natural ability and instinct to hunt. They've been fitted with radio tracking devices.
The important thing is once a tiger learns the skills to hunt, and it doesn't matter what kind of habitat, they can apply their skills. The most important for them to do here is to basically regain the skills that they have lost through captivity.
The tigers have also been inspected for possible parasites, but their condition and health were given the all clear by the vet Dr. Richard Burrows. 2 pairs of cubs, 1-year-old Hope and Cathay, along with 6-month-old Tiger Woods and Madonna, are currently living in separate enclosures on a large estate in the semi-desert Karoo region of South Africa. The club's new playground is called Lehu Valley Reserve. Lehu means tiger in Chinese.
These animals, which come from a long line of zoo-bred animals, have the opportunities to develop their survival skills, not only hunting but just being out there. And in time, having these animals breed and raise truly wild tigers.
The cubs were born in a zoo in China and were taken from their mothers when they were 3 months old. Since then, they've been living in freer environments to help them adjust to moving back into the wild. The tigers are more in danger of extinction than China's most famous animal, the giant panda. The hope is that they will one day pass on their survival skills to their offspring, allowing the next generation to return to wildlife reserves in China, where they will be able to fend for themselves. Have you ever dreamed of owning your own zoo? Well, then this man may inspire you. Lithuanian vet Edvardas Legekas has fulfilled his childhood dream and has created his own mini-zoo in a village in Lithuania. He founded the zoo in 1996, and now there are about 400 animals, including 150 mammals and 250 birds. He runs the zoo with the help of his family and donations of food from local supermarkets. The zoo, which operates only in the summer, has about 10,000 visitors every year. The animals, collected from all over the world, are kept out in the open. But in the future, Legekas aims to be able to introduce the animals to more natural environments. By doing this, he hopes to pass on his love of animals to his children. His family members are already helping out around the mini-zoo. As well as feeding the animals, they show the visitors how it's done. I love animals and dreamt about having my own zoo from childhood. The animals live here in European conditions, but I would like to pass on my love for animals to my children. and hopefully introduce natural conditions. All sorts of creatures live in this mini zoo. Can you guess what sort of animals these two are? This is a grey wolf that lives mainly in North America. And this is a big brown bear. The visitors watch with amazement as the wide array of animals go about their daily business. This eagle stands on careful watch, looking for prey, while these beautiful owls wait for the night time to do their hunting. It's rare to find so many different animals in one zoo. One advantage of having your own private zoo is that you can pick all your favourite creatures. What about this funny-looking animal? It's a beaver. Beavers are semi-aquatic rodents, native to North America and Europe. They're the second largest rodents in the world. Let's say hello to this friendly llama. Llamas come from South America and are related to camels. Back home in South America, they're used for carrying heavy loads. While roaming around the mini zoo, people like to get up close and personal with the animals, feeding them breadcrumbs. I like ponies. They're so nice and soft. These spotted deer aren't the least bit worried about the little black lamb, just passing through. Children in South Korea also got to get up close and personal with baby animals at a local amusement park. About 20 children were invited to the Waltz of Butterfly Centre at Everland, a local park located in Yongin, south of Seoul, where they actually got inside the bear's enclosure. The event was planned to celebrate Children's Day. The park officials put honey on the glass bubbles to entice the baby bears so the children could watch them from beneath. Common characteristics of brown bears include a large body with stocky legs, a long snout, shaggy hair and a short tail. These baby bears will grow up to be very big one day, especially if they get treated to lots of their favourite snack, honey. Join us next time on Zoo Babies for lots more chicks, calves and cubs.